Commanders Fan News Today, the channel where rebuilding starts in the hearts of fans, not in the coldness of stats. Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes a team isn't destroyed by losses, but by impatient decisions? While Adam Peters is crafting a new legacy piece by piece, the Commanders' locker room is trembling. Not out of weakness, but because the standard is changed. The era of mediocrity is over, and those who don't deliver will feel the pressure. Eddie Goldman, the 338-pound colossus who once commanded respect in the NFL. But today in Washington, the resume doesn't matter. What matters is now. He arrived surrounded by expectations, but now faces something perhaps unfamiliar: doubt. Doubt about whether he still belongs among the elite. Doubt whether his body and mind can still endure the war. But Peter's message is crystal clear. Names age the past. They mean nothing here. You either perform or you're gone. With Payne dominating the trenches, Johnny Newton returning hungry after injury, and Kinlaw desperate to prove what Atlanta refused to see, is there room for Goldman? Maybe. But he'll have to earn back every inch of the field. Because this roster is no longer a shelter for tired veterans. It's a battlefield. And if that wasn't enough, here comes Justin Simmons, one of the best safeties in the NFL, publicly stating that he wants to play for a contender. And guess which team made his list? Washington. Yes, you read that right. We've reached the point where all pros are knocking on our door. This isn't luck. It's structure. It's backstage work. It's the result of a culture that finally has leadership. But Peters said no. Genius move? Or unforgivable mistake? Maybe it's a cold and calculated strategy. Trusting in Quan Martin, Percy Butler, Tyler Owens. Letting the youth shine. But will this caution cost us a conference final? If we don't act now, when opportunity is knocking, are we sowing our own heartbreak? And if you thought that was today's big bombshell, hold tight. Mike Florio dropped the grenade many suspected, but few dared to confirm. The name might return. The retro uniforms. They're not just nostalgia. They're a code. Alert. The first phase of a master plan to reconnect the present with the past. And the perfect moment for this resurrection? 2028. New stadium. New symbol. The old name that never left the fans' hearts. Politics has entered the game. Trump gave his opinion. The pieces are moving. The pressure is building. And this is no longer a conspiracy theory, it's strategy. Josh Harris is listening. Magic Johnson feels it. The fans are demanding it. The players are proud. And the whole world is watching. This is not just a season. This is a crossroads. If Goldman can become that monster again, we'll win the close ones. If Simmons arrives, we'll seal wins with leadership and intelligence. If the name returns, we seal a legacy. But the decision is forming right now. And you, fan, are a part of it. Comment below. Would you give Goldman another shot? Or go get Simmons now? Are you ready for the return of the name that made us champions? Leave a like, activate the bell, and subscribe to Commanders Fan News Today, the channel where every behind-the-scenes moment reveals the soul of the team. Because what's happening right now will define a new era in Washington. And remember, you can change the jersey, but never the heart. Hail to the family. Hail to the future. Hail to the Commanders, or maybe something even greater. But if you think this saga ends on the field or in the locker room, then you haven't grasped the depth of this transformation. What's at stake in Washington isn't just a winning season. It's a silent war for the soul of a franchise that for decades lived in the shadow of its own history and that now, finally, wants to stop surviving and start reigning again. The signs are everywhere. The new leadership led by Josh Harris and ignited by the magnetic presence of Magic Johnson isn't just building a competitive roster. It's slowly reviving the forgotten identity of one of the most historic franchises in NFL history. And at the epicenter of it all, the most sacred symbol, the name. Yes, that name. The one that echoed like thunder at RFK Stadium. The one that drove crowds into a frenzy with pride, passion, and belonging. When Florio said the Commanders might be preparing the ground for a return to their historic name, many thought he was exaggerating. But anyone who witnessed the unveiling of the Super Bowl-era uniforms knows this was anything but coincidence. The current crest, that golden W, is barely shown. The promotional materials highlight the glory years, 1982, 1987, 1991, and the visuals that define those decades. And the most impressive part, the players themselves react as if they're not just wearing a jersey, but a memory, a calling. Jaden Daniels, our new hope, posed with the confidence of someone who knows he's leading more than just a team. He's carrying a legacy. Zach Zinter, who lived college rivalries up close, felt the weight of tradition. And the fans? They exploded. Cheers, tears, nostalgia. As if that simple burgundy and gold uniform had returned something that time tried to erase, the soul of a people. Here's what most journalists won't say out loud. This isn't just marketing. This is politics. Yes, politics at the highest level. With a new stadium slated for 2028 on the RFK site, federal support is key. And guess who raised the flag for the old name? Donald Trump. In a live interview, he stated he would never have changed the name. That has a weight the others don't. You may disagree with a man, but you can't ignore the context. We're negotiating with Washington, D.C., and the name is now a political card on the table. This isn't just nostalgia. It's influence. It's reclaiming political ground. It's proof that Washington is becoming a power again, on and off the field. The strategy is in motion, my friends. And the most incredible thing, for the first time in a long time, this franchise has a real plan. Step 1, build a winning roster. Step 2, revive visual identity and tradition. Step 3, rebuild culture, and that includes the name. Step 4, open the gates of a new home with an old soul, a reborn RFK. The question is, are you ready for this revolution? Or will you stay trapped in a version of Washington that no longer inspires anyone? Now, it's your turn to decide. If you believe Eddie Goldman can rise again as a force on the D-line, leave a like and comment #GoldmanStrong. If you think Justin Simmons is the missing piece to complete this defense, type Simmons now in the comments. And if you, like us, dream of the return of the name that made history, shout in all caps, bring it back. This is our era. This is our fight. And this is just the beginning. Subscribe now to Commanders Fan News Today. Turn on notifications and join the family that isn't afraid to speak the truth. Because what's happening in Washington is not just a rebuild. It's a revolution. Here at Commanders Fan News Today, we don't just watch history happen. We live it. We feel it. We scream it together. And now it's time to speak as a fan. As someone who cried in the losses, celebrated the rare wins, and is now feeling something different in the air. I've never seen this before. Never. After years of going in circles, making desperate signings, accepting less than we deserved, now I have a man in charge who doesn't flinch. Adam Peters arrived with fire in his eyes. And the message is clear. You either contribute or you're out. This, my friends, is what a real championship team is made of. Seeing Eddie Goldman fight to prove he still belongs in the NFL breaks my heart. Because he's a warrior. But Peters isn't here to give handouts. He's here to build a Super Bowl team. And that means cutting icons if necessary. It means choosing production over promise. And that's where Justin Simmons comes in. An all-pro safety who said, loud and clear, I want a contender. And who's on his list? Washington. Do you realize what that means? Do you understand what it means to a fan who lived through years of rejection, shame, scandals, bad coaches, and worse decisions? This isn't just a cultural shift. It's healing. It's an emotional reconstruction of a team that was broken from the inside. And there's more. Super Bowl-era uniforms. New stadium. The possible return of the name that carries our soul. It's all happening. All at once. And only those who love this team truly understand the magnitude of this moment. I believe. And I don't say that lightly. I feel it. Because this team that made it to the NFC title game with a rookie at the helm is showing us that it doesn't just want to compete anymore. It wants to dominate. It wants to restore glory. And you want the truth? If the name returns, if Simmons puts on this jersey, if Goldman proves he's still got it, then nothing will stop us. Nothing. So I say this as a fan, and let this echo in every corner of Washington. We're coming back. And the NFL better get ready. Because when the flame reignites, no wind can put it out. If you feel this, if your heart is racing, if you believe this season could be the start of a new dynasty, then don't stay silent. Like this video, subscribe to Commanders Fan News today, and comment below. We are back. And you know what gives me more chills than any touchdown? It's not just seeing Simmons wanting to come here. Not just seeing Peters cutting without fear. Not just watching our defense rise and our offense take shape. It's realizing that, for the first time in years, we are being taken seriously. This has never happened before. Not like this. Not with this weight. Not with this identity. We used to be a joke. The franchise of scandals. The team that didn't even know what name to use. The one every free agent avoided. But today we are wanted. Veteran stars now say they want to play here. Rookies now dream of becoming legends in Washington. Fans are proud to wear the jersey, paint their faces, and scream with all their might, "I am a Commander." And if that doesn't move you, maybe you haven't truly felt what it means to root for this team with a torn heart, but full of hope. Because this, my friend, is bigger than football. It's about reclaiming what was taken from us. It's about looking at the Burgundy and Gold and knowing it represents glory, history, sacrifice, and passion. And that's why the possible return of the name moves us so deeply. It's not cheap nostalgia. It's identity. It's the choked-up cry of generations. It's the roar of those who grew up watching Super Bowls, legends, and unmatched respect. And you know what? When I see Jaden Daniels wearing that classic uniform, I see the future. But a future that respects the past. We're writing a new chapter, with the same ink our heroes used to lift trophies. And the name? Oh, the name will return. Write that down. Because the people want it. The stadium wants it. The soul of the team demands it. And if you believe we're not just rebuilding a team, but resurrecting a dynasty, then this is your moment. Leave your comment now. Hashtag bring it back if you want a name back. Hashtag Simmons now if you want the all-pro safety to lead our defense. Hashtag Goldman strong if you believe in the Giants' redemption. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Commanders Fan News today yet, do it now. Because here, we don't wait for the news to arrive. We make the news happen. This is the moment. This is the turning point. And those who stand with us today will proudly say, "I was there when it all began."